all of our dear viewers on Synergy TV, all of our viewers on the Caribbean Showtime television in Canada, to all of our listeners on U975 FM Multicultural Radio, my dear friends, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa. I am Zelisa Buduseng Rupani, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy, get your pen, get your paper, have your phone, so you could store numbers and write down information that will be helpful for you and your loved ones. You know, I always advise you and remind you the importance of having a notebook and a pen always, so you could take notes, not just notes of what you see on the show, but notes of, you know, your health concerns and things like that, the medication that you're taking, when the days that you're not feeling good. So when you do go to the doctor, you know, you walk with that diary and you have all the information there, so you don't forget things that the doctor may ask questions and you don't forget. All right, so that's just a gentle reminder. Directing this morning and in Master Control, Hisham Costello. On behalf of our team, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a terrific day today. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday, the 12th of September, 2023. It is a day and time we'll never have the opportunity to have again. So make the best of today, all right? If you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours. Let's quickly go to our quote for today. And our quote for today is coming to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo, and it says, talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. I like this. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. That came to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. Please remember to check them out for all of their deals, their daily deals, and you know, safe and secure parking, and remember to check them out every day. Okay, so let's say a very good morning going out to, we've been looking forward to him. I've been promoting him all morning. I'm looking forward to him since last week, and that of course is Dr. Nicholas Maraj, who is an internal medicine and vascular neurology, specializes in neurology as well. And today he's talking to us about headaches. Our program is coming to us with the kind compliments of Synapse Medical Services Limited. And I'm going to share the number. I'll have Hisham put it up shortly for you. Doc, good morning and a very, very warm welcome. So nice having you with us this morning.
It's a pleasure to be here. Good morning.
Good morning, and I humbly apologize. We missed you last week due to circumstances beyond my control. And you're such a humble and understanding person. God bless you. And I think that is all part of the disposition of a good doctor, that would have that kind of personality that's humbling yet, you know, very understanding and accommodating.
Unexpected things happen in medicine. I mean, patients are ill, so you have to be a bit more empathetic.
Yeah, and I think you have the gift and art of that. I like that in you. Doc, you have 4 locations throughout Trinidad and Tobago. So for knowledge for our viewers and our listeners, I'm going to share the contact number where you could send a WhatsApp message to doctor, and someone will certainly respond. Doc, today we're talking about headaches. Sometimes we take it very casual, and sometimes, you know, some people who understand, hey, this is not right, because with a headache, you really can't function. You can't, you know. You could never be yourself, be happy, you're irritable, it changes your mood altogether. So first of all, give us a definition of really what is a headache and what causes a headache.
It's all right. So the easiest definition you will for headache is pain in the head. So different types of diseases cause headaches.
Right.
We kind of break it down into 2 major categories: primary headache syndromes and secondary headache syndromes. The secondary headache syndromes are a lot easier to go through because the secondary headache syndromes would be due to some other cause.
Right.
For example, big bad causes, things that would happen in the brain. Strokes, bleeding in the brain, inflammation of the structures around the brain, tumors inside of the brain, abscesses. Other causes that can cause headaches, systemic type of things like the cold, runny nose, certain cold, certain other medical conditions can cause headaches. Headaches can be caused also by certain medications that we take, so as a side effect. But the primary headaches are the headaches I want to talk about today, as well as to identify what are the factors that affect the headaches that would make it be like, listen, I need to get this checked out immediately. So the primary headache syndromes, and the most common one is migraine. What is a migraine? A migraine is a specific type of headache.
Right.
It's a constellation of symptoms that typically describe what can be going on in the brain when somebody has a migraine headache. It's usually one-sided, but it can be both-sided. Really bad headache. That's either pounding, throbbing, coming and going in character. That's associated with either having nausea, which is an upset feeling, or vomiting, or sensitivity to light, or sensitivity to sound, as well as some other symptoms that could come before the headache, or symptoms that could come after the headache, that's associated with an inability to conduct your normal daily affairs.
Now, you started off, as always, very powerful, giving a lot of information. So sometimes when we think a casual headache, maybe we're thinking, well, the sun too hot, or you had a lot of stress and things like that, and you're bombarded with different situations, and you think, well, I've got to get a headache immediately. And we pop a pill, and we take it very casual. We're not bothered. It would go away. And then we realize sometimes every night you need to take a pill because you have a headache. We're not realizing of how many different situations
Can cause headaches.
can cause exactly that could be serious and as serious as detrimental.
So there's stress-induced headaches or tension headaches that are very common, and people get them more towards, exactly as you said, towards the end of the day, usually pounding on both sides of the head.
Yeah.
Usually really associated with very stressful type situations. And stress is a very common factor in all our lives. Psychological stress, stress at work, domestic stress, stress with kids, stress from your family members, stress from daily traffic situation.
Right.
Those tension type headaches are also a primary kind of headache syndrome, and are common and fairly easily treatable. We just need to identify it, make sure there's nothing wrong with the patient specifically, because if it's tension headaches versus migraine headaches versus another type of headaches, all of these are treated differently.
Right.
So the migraine headaches are the most common one I want to speak about. Migraines
Right.
are very, very, very common.
Right.
About 1 billion people in the world suffer with migraine headaches.
A billion people.
1 billion. 1 billion. That's about 12.5% of the world population.
Wow.
It's a bit more common in women than men, but maybe about a 2-to-1 type of ratio.
Why, Doc?
Hormonal influences actually carry a lot of weight here. Migraines usually tend to come on with people who've had a family history, so who have a headachy type of family. Either your mom or your dad has headaches, one of your siblings has headaches. Usually starts up in women around the beginning of their period, when they first start seeing their period, or as they age a little bit more, when their period tends to change, maybe sometimes before pregnancy, during pregnancy, or after it, and in some cases, in menopause as well. Those types of headaches are typical of migraine type headaches. Very typical.
That's understood.
Yeah.
Right.
Very, very, very common type of headache syndrome. It's the typical headache, one-sided, pounding, nausea, vomiting, sensitivity to light, sensitivity to sound. Patient just comes and say, Doc, again, these headaches, these happen more before my period or during my period, sometimes even after. Certain types of things trigger it, like cheese, chocolate, alcohol, certain smells, changes in the weather, certain types of stressful stimulation, lack of sleep. All of these are trigger factors for migraines. They say it's pounding one side of the head, sometimes both sides, really, really bad. In order to do it, I need to go in a dark room, take off all the lights, put my head on the pillow, cover my ears. I feel like I want to vomit. And typically, as soon as I start hearing that story in a young female, like, all right, cool, migraines. How long have you had this? A couple of years. It's just getting worse now, doc, because I'm not taking care. How much pills you're popping? I'll take Excedrin, this, that, the other. And there's so many ways to treat it because so many people suffer in silence and suffer with it.
You know what you just said there? Years.
Yes.
People pop pills for years.
Yes.
For a headache without trying to understand what is causing this. Why you're unhappy for years. Why you're irritable for years. Why it's costing money as well.
Exactly.
And you will not investigate to find out what is really causing this, because as you indicated, it could be a number of different things.
Number of different trigger factors.
Exactly.
And people just have like usually very, very baseline low grade migraines that don't get really bad, but the people who have really bad migraines are the ones who definitely come earlier than later to see me. And when I see those patients, they've been around, they've been to 1 or 2 doctors before, they've been given some medication. They usually get a head scan at some point in time, because that's important to identify if there's something going on in the brain. Honestly, from a migraine story, hearing a typical story like that, most of the time, a patient doesn't even need a brain scan. They just need a consultation, a neurological examination. Once that's plumb normal, we look into the eyes to make sure that the pressure in the brain isn't raised. I can easily start them on medication to treat when they have the migraine. That's the acute medication. Or the most important thing that I can treat patients with is prophylactic medication to prevent the migraines. There's some over-the-counter stuff and there's some prescription stuff.
Nice.
And then there's a lot of lifestyle changes in between, which are probably the most important factors to try and prevent these headaches.
Right, lifestyle, that you have to make changes, you have to be a little more disciplined. You mentioned something that's also very important. You know, you talk about cheese and chocolates and dairy and different things that could trigger and cause, and very often we take that for granted as well. We just eat things not, hey, you know, but this could be the cause.
I have a lot of patients who have migraines and they're just like, doc, I can't do it on the pizza.
I can't do it on the macaroni pie.
I can't do it on the pie. It's like, I guess we could prophylactically give you the medication, and then you know when you're going to eat it, you kind of pre-prophylaxis. Well, I mean, that's unnecessary putting yourself at stress, unless mommy macaroni pie just tastes like the best. Which, I mean, my mom macaroni pie is like amazing. So.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, and I've realized over the years, the key really is about discipline and doing things in moderation.
Sure.
And good doctors like yourself would say, look, be
sensible.
Exactly.
Be sensible.
Be wise. Yeah. Nobody's saying to give up and live life and live in a bubble, but do things with discretion, you know, do things in moderation. Exactly. You know, and then I guess you'll enjoy it even better when, you know that...
What absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Okay, I like that. This is the program Conversations with Zelisa. In conversation today with Dr. Nicholas Maraj, and of course our program is coming to us with the kind compliments of Synapse Medical Services Limited. Dr. Maraj specializes in internal medicine and vascular neurology, and of course you know, you could WhatsApp when return. I'll have that number ready for you and to make that appointment. Today he's talking to us about headaches. We always welcome your call or your WhatsApp message, anything to do with vascular, internal medicine and neurology. This is what he specializes. Trained and certified in the UK and Canada as well, and would have had experience there. All right, so international standards we're talking about and exposure. So let's go to these important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation with Dr. Nicholas Maraj. Stay with us.
Have you been diagnosed with stroke, Parkinson's disease, dementia, or migraine headaches? Do you have weakness of your feet, hands, or face? Are you having trouble with your memory? Do you keep forgetting where you place your keys? Do your hands shake? Are your muscles stiff? Do you have bad headaches? Then the solution is Synapse Medical Services Limited. The consultant physician at Synapse Medical Services is a UK-trained specialist in internal medicine with Canadian training in general neurology and stroke neurology. To book an appointment now, WhatsApp 367-9368. That is 367-9368, and be on your way to a speedy recovery.
South Trinidad, here we come. Indian Style Expo is set to open on Friday 25th August until September 11th, located behind KFC Laramine. One show only. Get everything under one roof. Fashionable Indian garments, jewelry, footwear, home decor, bed covers, curtains, western garments, handbags, and so much more. Enjoy delicious Indian food with Tandoori King, live dosas, and so much more. We've got food from all parts of India. You can also check us out for furniture that you've never seen before in Trinidad. One place where you can get it all. We're guaranteed variety you've never seen before. Indian Style Expo, located behind KFC Laramine, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. We're open on weekends and public holidays. Indian Style Expo, one place you must visit.
Super quality supermarket, best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Chagones, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trincity. Super Quality Supermarket.
Are you ready to own your own home? But worried about time, money, and construction? We handle it all. With Docs, you can sleep in your dream. Make a down payment of $100K or $150K and we'll build a 2 or 3 bedroom home on your unused land. A home is an investment into your future, so let's help you invest wise, invest well. Payment plans available. We're only a call away.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa. To all of our viewers on Synergy TV, all of our viewers on the Caribbean Showtime Television in Canada, all of our listeners on U975 FM Multicultural Radio, thanks again for choosing us as we continue to inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. Reminding you that knowledge is power. I'm in conversation with Dr. Nicholas Mirage, trained and certified in the UK and Canada as well. He specializes in internal medicine and vascular neurology. Our program today coming to us with the kind compliments of Synapse Medical Services Limited. There are 4 locations in Trinidad, and of course for those in Tobago, if you're abroad and you're coming in, you could always WhatsApp the message we're going to give you now. It's on the television. That's right. It's 687-9368. Simply send a WhatsApp and somebody will respond. Okay. So there are 4 locations. 367-9368. So for the benefit of those that are listening to us on radio, whether you're driving or you're at work, remember the number would be 367-9368. That's 367-9368, and of course store it as Dr. Nicholas Mirage. Today he's talking to us about headaches. Doc, what are some of the red flags or some of the indicators that we really need to pay attention to and not take for granted?
So certain people come to you with headaches as a doctor. there's certain things that you want to identify that these would be like red flag figure symptoms or things that's going on with the patient as like something else rather than maybe like a migraine or a tension headache is going on with this patient, and maybe this person needs a bit more working up, maybe some sort of investigations, maybe a brain scan. So it's a little acronym that we use in the profession called SNOOP, S-N-O-O-P.
Snoop.
Yeah, so S stands for systemic symptoms. So systemic means like in the body, for example, things like fever, weight loss, lymph nodes, which are glands raised up in the body. Those things would be indicative that there's maybe something else going on. So like fever would mean inflammation or infection. You'd wonder about the dreaded thing, meningitis. Weight loss with headaches. Weight loss could sometimes go maybe into thinking that somebody has another process going on, one of the dreaded C words, and that could have been spread to the brain or something, or spread somewhere else. S, so that's the systemic symptoms. N, N stands for neurological symptoms.
Okay.
So just besides headaches, if somebody has other things going on, for example, weakness of one side of the body or the other, tingling, numbness of one side of the body or the other, abrupt change in personality or behavior, or any sort of neurological findings when we do a neurological examination that would indicate that maybe the person has a stroke, bleeding in the brain, a tumor, or something more sinister in nature.
Now, you talked to us about change in personality, and sometimes somebody who is normally very calm, they become very aggressive, or they're agitated, or they become angry very quickly. All these are signs?
To break that down a bit more, it's a bit nuanced, but so that's something that you just kind of, you just put in a corner and be like, does this person always have a change in behavior when they have headaches? Is this person sudden onset having a headache for the first time and they have this rapid change in behavior? For example, they're seeing things that aren't there, hearing things that other people aren't hearing. That would be psychotic type features and be indicative of this is very abnormal.
Right.
Something's going on. We need to get this person emergently seen by a specialist to investigate what's going on with them.
Okay.
So that would be that. But so people who have headaches sometimes just can't manage pain well, so just can have like really crappy coping mechanisms for pain. So when they get headaches, maybe that's been going on for a couple of weeks, months, years, and whenever they have a really bad migraine, their personality changes. They become crappy, they become very, very difficult to speak with, they become maybe aggressive. That could be just a poor coping mechanism for that person with their headache. But if it's something a bit more nuanced and new for the first time, that's something odd that you need to pay attention to there.
Dr. Miraj, most people may say that they've got the headaches here, the temple, some may think to the top, some may say, well, I'm only getting it on one side of my head or to the back. Would that indicate different areas, different problems?
Different. Typically,
excuse me.
You're right.
Sorry.
Typically, the headaches that are around around the head are typically tension type headaches.
Okay.
Headaches that are usually one-sided or the other-sided. That's typically migraine. Typically, it's not 100% hard and fast. All over the head, typically probably more tension type. Headaches on one side of the face as well only. Could be different types of nerve pain headaches to the face. So maybe sometimes just to the jaw. There's something called trigeminal neuralgia.
Yeah.
There's the face is supplied by one big nerve with three different divisions. The trigeminal nerve, three trigeminal divisions. The ophthalmic, including the eye, the maxillary, including the maxilla, the upper part of the jaw, or the mandibular, the lower part of the jaw. V1, V2, V3, different pains in different areas could identify trouble with maybe the trigeminal nerve and certain other medical complications that could happen from there.
That could be attached to nerve problems.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sometimes when we have a headache here, to the back or lower neck, we say, oh, that's your pressure. You said it. That's pressure, boy.
Very good. Is it? So a lot of people have what they perceive to be tension headaches like that. And what we would do is we would measure their blood pressure at the point in time. But pain causes your blood pressure to be up as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So you put it into the context when you just don't hear their headache alone. You need to pick up you need to understand the story of the headache, listen to the patient, make sure it's not some of these other things, and you're not ruling out something more tragic or sinister. So SNO, O is the onset or how the headache begins. If it begins all of a sudden like that, if the person has never had headaches before and all of a sudden has headaches, that's troublesome. You want to worry about that type of headache. The other O, SNOO, is onset before a specific age. So if you're beginning to have headaches before the age of 5 or above the age of 65 and never really had headaches before, that's worrisome.
Doc, is it normal for you said the age of 5 to 65. Is it normal for children at that age, young age, to have headaches?
Under 5, it's uncommon and it's something you should worry about.
Okay.
Above 65, somebody's never had headaches their entire life.
Yeah.
That's something to worry about and that should be properly investigated.
So if you have a 5-year-old or even a 10-year-old saying to you, I've got a headache, that's reason for concern.
I mean, if it's the first time that they're ever having headaches,
Yeah.
and they don't have any other constitutional symptoms, for example, they don't have the fever, they don't have fever, they don't have a flu,
Yeah.
they don't have something else going on, that's something a little troublesome and that should be investigated.
It should be, I would say that as well. Of course, this is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, in conversation with Dr. Nicholas Miraj. Doc specializes in internal medicine, vascular neurology. Today he's talking to us about headaches. He's trained and certified in the United Kingdom and Canada as well. And of course, our program coming to us with the kind compliments of Synapse Medical Services Limited. So there are 4 locations. If you need to see Doc, make an appointment, then all you have to do is send a WhatsApp message to 367-9368. That's 367-9368. Write it down, lock it on your phone. Dr. Nicholas Miraj, a neurologist, he specializes. And today he's talking to us about headaches and the importance of ensuring that you get that checked thoroughly, because prevention is better than cure. The moment you realize, hey, this is not normal, this is not right, even with your children, it's important to get it checked immediately, all right? Because there are other serious health concerns that you would need to pay attention to and get help as soon as possible. Early intervention, yeah? So let's go to these important messages. You'll find out a little bit more about Synapse Medical Services Limited and how Dr. Miraj could help you. When we return, I'm going to open up the telephone line 3847-142. That's 3847-142. You could actually talk to Dr. Miraj one-on-one and he will respond when we return. Let's go to these messages.
Have you been diagnosed with stroke, Parkinson's disease, dementia, or migraine headaches? Do you have weakness of your feet, hands, or face? Are you having trouble with your memory? Do you keep forgetting where you place your keys? Do your hands shake? Are your muscles stiff? Do you have bad headaches? Then the solution is Synapse Medical Services Limited. The consultant physician at Synapse Medical Services is a UK-trained specialist in internal medicine with Canadian training in general neurology and stroke neurology. To book an appointment now, WhatsApp 367-9368. That is 367-9368, and be on your way to a speedy recovery.
Charan's Bookstore for all your school books, stationery items, uniforms, shoes, board games, toys, and much more. Visit them at any of their 3 branches located at 24 Eastern Main Road, Quezay, San Juan. Telephone number 675-9024 or 675-3607. 53 Eastern Main Road, Tunapuna, 663-1884, 663-1476, or 645-3878. Trin City Mall, Trin City, contact them at 640-3155.
Calm down, calm down.
Check out Charan's Bookstore.
Tile Expression Limited, the #1 leader in tiles. Large stock, unbeatable prices, wide variety of porcelain tiles, ceramic tiles, wall and floor tiles, residential and commercial, granite and quartz countertops. Best quality from Spain, Italy, Brazil, India and China. Tile Expression Limited, conveniently located Monroe Road, Kunapir. Telephone 693-0015 or 223-TILE. Looking for an adventure? Then come to Massa Nature Park. There are scenic spaces for picnics, adults and kids swimming pools, apartments for rent, huts for cooking, liming, and beautiful nature trails for hikes. Business hours 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Conveniently located at Brasso, Grand Couva. Contact us at 777-4531 or 335-0183. Let the fun begin. Are you looking for effective and affordable advertising? Look no further. We have what you need. Advertise with us here at Conversations with Zelisa. Don't delay. Call us to advertise on Conversations with Zelisa. We have a range of advertising packages guaranteed to target the audience you need at the most affordable prices. Visit us at our office, Friends Plaza, San Juan, or call or WhatsApp 292-6470. That's 292-6470. Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa. I'm in conversation with Dr. Nicholas Maraj. Now, Dr. Maraj is a medical director of Synapse Medical Services Limited. He is a UK specialist in internal medicine with Canadian training in general neurology and stroke neurology. So you see stroke patients and head problems, and today he's talking to us about headaches. But there are so many other problems that you may have. Please remember, you could WhatsApp for an appointment 367-9368. That's 367-9368. There are 4 locations throughout Trinidad. So when you WhatsApp, someone will respond and they will tell you, which one will be best, which location will be best for you. Today, Doc is talking to us about headaches, and as I indicated before the break, you are welcome to call in at 3847-142, 3847-142. Just remember, when you call, please take the volume down on your television or radio. Speak into the phone and Doc will be happy to respond to you. All right? I've already got messages with, people telling us that they're really... Good morning, Zelisa. Very informative program. What about children over 5 complaining of headaches, but they are always on their phone? That's a very good question, because nowadays these children are really always on their phone, our device, with headsets and things like that. Could you talk to us about that?
It's a combination of factors, actually. So screen time can be associated with migraine type headaches, but you need to get a bit more of the clinical picture. If the patient has like maybe nausea, vomiting, sensitivity to sound, light, if they have headaches, particularly when they have their phone taken away from them. So if it's a reactionary headache, if the headache isn't really a front of the head headache, because when you use your phone, you typically use your phone, you're bending down looking at your phone like this. So it's a lot of posterior neck pain people start to get. There's actually a growing body of evidence that since humans have started using our cell phones a lot more and looking down on it, there's been an increased incidence of like neck trouble, so like cervical spondylosis,
Okay.
cervical trouble.
Doc, how safe really is it for our, even as adults? Because I see adults, especially elderly, who this becomes their friend and their companion because they're left home alone. Everybody going out to work or they live at whatever. But this, and they're always on their phone.
Well, that's a very loaded question because there's so many positives and there's so many negatives at the same point, and it's like life. I mean, from the loneliness point of view, Facebook, interacting on WhatsApp, interacting on any of those types of things is a positive.
Okay. Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
Good morning. What's
Good
your
morning.
morning?
Hello,
What's your
morning.
question, please?
Okay, what I'm calling for, right? I noticed yesterday I was doing some cleaning up and as my head was up, I was looking up. I got a headache so serious that I started to feel like I want to vomit. I even took the all-shot Panadol and I didn't even do nothing for headache.
Don't call any name. I should have said it before. Please don't call any names of any medication, all right? Please.
Okay.
But Doc will respond. Yeah, Doc? What do you say to her?
Positional headaches are one of the red flags as well. It's the SNOOP. Positional headaches can be a red flag, so that's something that should be looked at, especially with nausea. So maybe the person usually has headaches in the past with nausea. Could be migraine, but it could be something else.
But for you know, my humble suggestion, because it could be a number of things, my suggestion is that you send a WhatsApp message to 367-9368. Get yourself sorted and checked out. All right? Thank you so much. And prevention is better than cure.
Always.
Good morning. I'm a regular listener on the topic of headaches, migraine. This is my story in a nutshell. I had migraines for years. Used to have to tie my head tight as possible. Couldn't open my eyes. Rolling in pain, etc. I once had a blackout from this. Was hospitalized for 2 weeks. Tests done, inclusive of an MRI, and doctors found nothing. I had an episode at work. I'm in a new office and was advised by a co-worker to top up your blood, especially around period. You know, this is something I want to touch on, Doc. A lot of the times people will say, friends, and it's because they care or they're concerned, or family, or you go by a neighbor, hey, take this. And that is something I always never encourage. I tell people, don't do that. Go to a specialist, you know, because we all have different symptoms and it can have bad side effects.
Correct.
Yeah. So her blood, I know my blood is running low. I act on spinach, raisins, beetroot, different things.
So anemia, which is a low blood count, can have those types of, can have headaches as one of the symptoms of anemia. Anemia is a low blood count. So some people can have that, and it could be the same. It could be associated. So when we're examining somebody who's coming with us with a headache, we should look below their eyes to see if it's pink, if it's moist, if it's dark, if it's pale.
Yeah.
It could give us a clinical suggestion of somebody, if somebody has a low blood count.
And that is why what Doc just said endorsed what I just said with regards to go to a specialist. Go to someone who knows exactly how to help you. They would run the right tests. They would check. They would know. That's what they study. He's trained and certified in the United Kingdom and Canada and would have had years of experience. He's looking young, eh? I don't know what is the secret. Probably he'll share it one day. But you know what I think part of it is? His personality. He's so charming. And he's so down to earth. I love that about, yeah, look at him. No stress. I love that. You learn to handle and deal with things as they come.
It's more of a mindset than anything. I mean, it's either you could do something about something or you can't do something about something.
Right.
If you could do something about something, go ahead, try to do it. And if you could do, and then there's that pathway again. If you could do something about it, you could try assessing it. But if you can't do something about it, there's no point in worrying about it. Worrying is like being defeatist before the battle even starts.
Great advice, because this moment and this time will pass.
Never
it will
comes
go.
back.
it's never going to come back. And so you're right, I just love that advice. So, talking about headaches, questions, concerns, the calls that were coming, you're free to call us now, and 3847-142, 3847-142, questions, concerns. You can speak to Dr. Miraj one-on-one. He will advise you accordingly. Just remember to take the volume down on your television and your phone when you are calling, your radio rather. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, Zelisa. Pleasant good morning.
To
Morning,
you too.
good morning.
I haven't spoken to you in a while, but I always rewind your programs. I look at them because, you know, I'm busy with the grandchildren now.
Thank you.
But anyhow, what I want is just an observation. The children now, Zelisa, they're putting the pillow, the phone under the pillow to sleep. They're hugging up the phone to sleep. These children going to get so sick. I make sure these phones hidden when the night comes, because I have a little grand. She waits till everybody go to sleep, and when you think she's sleeping, the little touch on phone, and I would just open the door and she would jump. I would say, I caught you. Give me that phone.
Right.
They're sleeping with it, they're hugging it up. And the radiation from these, what they call them, well, you know, I old now, so I'm not too familiar with the set of fancy names.
Yeah.
But when they're hugging it up to sleep, that radiation is in the air, is in the brain. It's all part of their body destroying it, you know? So that was just my little observation with what's going on with them, Zelisa.
Yes.
The children is too close to these things.
Okay.
These little things that they have, all of them.
Good.
Okay, my dear.
Okay,
Enjoy
darling.
your day. And
You
hi,
too.
Doctor.
Have a lovely
Nice to
day.
see you again on the program.
It's always a
Have
pleasure.
a wonderful day.
Take
Bye.
care.
Too.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Just running back to what somebody had said before about the low blood count and the anemia. So the symptoms that are associated with anemia is typically like tiredness, listlessness, because you need red blood cells in your body to take in oxygen and carry that oxygen up to your brain, your heart, your kidneys, your muscles to be able to do activities, and takes back the carbon dioxide to your lungs. You breathe that out, you breathe in oxygen, and that cycle continues. So if you don't have enough red blood cells in your body, you have a low blood count, you'll become anemic. You'll be tired, you'll get headaches, you'll get those sorts of things.
So pay attention. Those signs, red flags, then you know what you've got to do, all right? Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you and to the doctor.
Good morning.
Good morning, and how are you all?
We are good. What is your question, please?
Okay, I'm wondering, headaches, right? Headaches with high, do people get headaches from high blood pressure if the pressure is too high or too low? I would like to know, please, because sometimes my head feels very, very funny, especially if I don't take the tablets. So I want to know if that has an effect, the headaches have an effect with when I don't use the pressure tablets, or if not taking the pressure tablets causes headaches.
Good question.
Thank you.
Okay, no
That's
problem.
a lovely question. Thank you so much. So there is something called a hypertensive emergency, which happens when people have very, very, very high levels of blood pressure. It can cause damage. So it's your pipes, basically, inside your body. The pipe is under high tension. When the blood pressure is too high, it can damage the blood vessels in the brain, the eyes, the kidneys. And when it does that, patients can get like headaches from it. And sometimes even medications that you take can cause headaches. So it could be a bit of both.
The point is, do not, I mean, people mean well by trying to advise you or tell you, you know, take this or take that, but they're not specialized. They don't know what other health concerns or problems you're having.
Indeed.
And they may advise you upon something, and you know, or you may go over the shelf, you see something in a magazine, or you see something on an ad, and you go buy, which is true,
That's the
Doc.
thing to buy. Yep.
Yeah, and this is going to help me. But then you don't know what it can do to you in terms of side effects, and it could be worse.
Correct.
Make the situation worse. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Let's go to these messages. I want to remind you, our program coming to us with the kind compliments of Synapse Medical Services Limited, 4 locations. And of course, you can WhatsApp 367-9368. 367-9368. Let's go to these messages.
Have you been diagnosed with stroke, Parkinson's disease, dementia, or migraine headaches? Do you have weakness of your feet, hands, or face? Are you having trouble with your memory? Do you keep forgetting where you place your keys? Do your hands shake? Are your muscles stiff? Do you have bad headaches? Then the solution is Synapse Medical Services Limited. The consultant physician at Synapse Medical Services is a UK-trained specialist in internal medicine with Canadian training in general neurology and stroke neurology. To book an appointment now, WhatsApp 367-9368. That is 367-9368, and be on your way to a speedy recovery.
South Trinidad, here we come. Indian Style Expo is set to open on Friday 25th August until September 11th. Located behind KFC Laramine. One show only. Get everything under one roof. Fashionable Indian garments, jewelry, footwear, home decor, bed covers, curtains, western garments, handbags, and so much more. Enjoy delicious Indian food with Tandoori King, live dosas, and so much more. We've got food from all parts of India. You can also check us out for furniture that you've never seen before in Trinidad. One place where you can get it all. We're guaranteed variety you've never seen before. Indian Style Expo, located behind KFC Laramine, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. We're open on weekends and public holidays. Indian Style Expo, one place you must visit.
Super quality supermarket, best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trincity. Super Quality Supermarket.
Passage to Asia, the award-winning restaurant and banquet suite located in the heart of Chaguanas, the best fusion food restaurant in Trinidad and Tobago. From the second you enter to the moment you leave, you will be treated like royalty. Come, dine in luxury and enjoy the finest combination of Asian cuisine prepared by skilled and qualified chefs at Passage to Asia. The experience is truly unforgettable, perfect for families, couples, and large groups. Passage to Asia, located at St. Ives Street, Chaguanas. Contact 672-2701. Also, visit us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa. To all of our viewers on Synergy TV, or those of you on the Caribbean Showtime television in Canada, and of course all of our listeners on U97.5 FM Multicultural Radio, thank you so much for choosing us. I'm in conversation with Dr. Nicholas Miraj. He is a medical director of Synapse Medical Services Limited. He is UK specialist in internal medicine and Canadian training in general neurology and stroke neurology. And so Synapse Medical Services Limited, they have got 4 offices. My suggestion, send a WhatsApp to 367-9368, 367-9368. Dr. Miraj is talking to us about headaches today. If you may have any questions, any concerns for the calls that were coming, you're welcome to call now at 384-7142, 384-7142. Kindly take the volume down on your television or your radio when you're calling, Doc would be happy to advise you accordingly. All right. So welcome back, Doc. And again, please write the number down and save it as 367-9368. Dr. Nicholas Mirage talking to us about headaches.
We have some really wild headache things that could happen as well too. So so as opposed to the typical migraines, tension headaches, then there's the sinister headaches from like bleeding in your brain, strokes, tumors, cancers, inflammation, infections in the brain. We could have these weird headache syndromes where people have something called like an ice pick headache, where they feel like somebody's taking like a really sharp object and drilling it into the back of their eye. That's sometimes associated with like the people having like tearing of the eye, the eyelid becoming droopy, pain to one side of their face. Patients could also have this really troublesome something called post-coital headaches. So post-coital headaches are after somebody is after having sexual intercourse, during like right after orgasm, they can have a headache. I've seen it a couple of times. It's really troublesome.
Really?
Really, really troublesome to treat. Patients could also have headaches, stress-related headaches, and that's probably the most common type with migraine. And so many people go through so much stress. I saw a patient last week. She was under so much stress. She had moved out from her home to another area with her husband and her kids, and there was a bit of domestic issues that was exacerbating her trouble. She's had headaches in the past, but this raised flags for me. She was really stressed out, working herself to the bone, trying to take care of her kids, and then this whole domestic situation on top of all that just kind of put her headaches through the roof. It was so bad that she stressed out that she even eventually had a blackout.
Wow.
And eventually ended up coming into hospital for the blackout.
Yeah.
And then when you dug into the story a bit deeper, you heard about her headaches, you heard about her migraines, you heard about her stress-related issues. And then that was eventually when I could have come to the point that this is really what's causing all your troubles. So then a bit of medication could have helped that. A bit of counseling is most important in that situation. And then even sometimes you need to explain to people that they need to be empowered to get out of the situation that they're currently in. Yeah. It's almost impossible to get somebody to do that on the first time that you talk to them. But maybe like follow-up visits, getting necessary people involved, like psychological support, psychiatric support, medicine.
I am sure you're going to endorse what I'm about to say, and that is mental health is real. You know, a lot of people are suffering. I'm sure you're seeing it more and more.
Much more. Post-COVID, financial trouble in the country, traffic, everything that's going on. Crime. Somebody had headaches because they were just so anxious about all the home invasions that was happening. That just came to see before their headaches. And when you broke down the story once again, yes, they did have mild migraine type headaches in the past. That was kind of pretty much sorted out, but now that the anxiety has re-triggered everything.
Yes, it's scary.
Some medication can help them to manage their headaches, but the underlying things need to be addressed at powers much higher than my little paycheck. So
these are things that we need to pay attention to and not allow it. Like you said earlier, you said it so flawlessly. It was such a positive message to empower people that really we need to control. We can control certain things and not allow it to expand by simply nipping it in the bud and dealing with it, you know.
Some people not empowered to think like that. Some people just go through so much stress in the early parts of their formative years in life that they don't have those coping mechanisms. That they don't think that they have the ability to say no to certain things, to believe that they're the masters of their own destiny. I mean, it's hard, boy. Life is hard.
Life is hard. It's true. And it's all really about control, huh? It's really about control.
and giving up control to some extent, because I mean things happen, but it's not, we can't control how things happen. We can only control how we react.
Oh, I love that.
To things.
That's so powerful.
I mean,
it's how we react.
It's how we react. You could determine when the person who cuts you off in traffic, if you wanna become aggressive as well and contribute to the road rage, or if you just wanna be like, well, boy, I guess.
Hey, Doc, I remember there was a situation where, you know, bad traffic situation, and because somebody gave somebody a bad drive, the fella stopped, pulled out a cutlass and went to deal with it. I mean, yeah, we've got a couple minutes left. Good morning. I had a knee replacement done 1 month ago, and up to now my toes are still trembling. But we're not really talking about this, but could you advise?
Toes trembling, post-knee replacement. You wonder about a little bit of, so it's really broad-based. It could be like a neuropathy. It could be a little bit of something called a movement disorder that controls that. It could just be maybe trouble with the nerves or the muscles that are innervated by the nerves that are coming around the knee area. So, I mean, that's pretty broad-based. I can kind of broad spectrum say maybe neuropathy, maybe myopathy, maybe a movement disorder. Let them hit us a message and...
Yeah, because I think it's reason for concern if you've had this and you have this situation, and that is what you specialize in as well. So please remember to send all of your for an appointment and questions. You are 367-9368, 367-9368. And remember that our program is coming to us with the kind compliments of Synapse Medical Services Limited, 4 locations. So you send that WhatsApp message and someone will respond and advise you accordingly. Your closing comments for today, your remarks?
Headaches are common, very, very, very common. Migraines are probably the most common types of headaches in the world. They cause a lot of undue stress and pain and loss of production and man hours and loss of life. They're really easy to treat. The more difficult ones are a bit harder. Most people have these simpler ones that we can treat fairly easily with stress-related coping mechanisms, over-the-counter medications, maybe some prescription medications. The red flags to look out for new headaches are systemic symptoms, neurological symptoms, headaches for the first time all of a sudden out of the blue, headaches for the first time if you're under 5, over 65. Tension causes a lot of headaches. Life is hard, life is stressful. It's how we react to things that happen to us that dictate how we control our lives. So yeah, I guess that's it.
Powerful message. I want to thank you kindly. We're full of gratitude for you sharing your wealth of knowledge and the experiences over the years. And we look forward to you joining us really soon. I want to thank you for the people that you would have, patients that came and said that, they were quite happy.
Yeah.
Thank you for reaching out, that intervention and helping people resolve their health concerns and issues. May God bless you, you and your team. Keep you strong, because we're certainly depending on you. Thank you so much. So thank you, Doc, you as well. So I want to remind you, my friends, that Dr. Nicholas Mirage is a medical director of Synapse Medical Services Limited. He is a UK, United Kingdom specialist in internal medicine with Canadian training in general neurology and stroke neurology, all right? And of course, Synapse Medical Services Limited, they operate out of 4 locations in Trinidad. Please send a WhatsApp message to 367-9368. That's 367-9368. I want to remind you that prevention is better than cure. Your health is extremely important. If you love yourself, you will take care of your health, because then it's only then that you could love your loved ones. When you don't have ultimate health or you have poor health, it affects your loved ones, friends and family, all right? So please love yourself and take care of your health. Make that WhatsApp message today and be on your way to a speedy recovery. Here's reminding you that with God, all things are possible. Thank you so much for choosing us. I am Zelisa Buduseng Rupani. Have yourselves a productive, fruitful, blessed, and great day today.